conclusion, Adoy said, let me love you the way that you know you need to be loved. And I said, gratitude. And I was just I wanted to talk about how we have really changed our legacy and our trajectory because, look, me and my mother, my birthday is April 7th. My mother's birthday is April 13th. Adoy's birthday is April 9th. The fuck is that? Was that a rat?
Flying?
No, it was running. That was a big ass. Well, it's gone now, but there's rats that close. Whatever that was, it was either a rat or it was not a cat. And it just ran across right there. I wish I was recording it. It looked like it was a...
If you know what it was, I know what it was. My other identification would be it was a lizard.
No, it was furry. It was brown and furry, and it the only reason why I don't want to say it was a rat, maybe it was a field...
Yeah, field mice.
Something that lives outside. That motherfucker was huge, and to think it could be in my house. Oh, we about to be clean after seeing that shit. That's how close vermin are?
Yeah.
Whew. Anyway. Girl, let me turn on the light, and that shit's in my kitchen.
Yeah, nah.
It was like this big. Just getting it popping.
What is that then? I wish I saw it. I saw a bird.
It looked like Ratatouille's brother.
Emil.
Yes, it looked like Emil's, and it was brown like Emil too, running his little ass. Man.
It was on the wall?
Yes, it was running on the wall.
So that's what I saw, because I thought it was a bird.
It was
not.
I
saw like a figure.
No, birds don't run like that. That motherfucker had 4 legs and was getting it popping across
that's gross.
I'm saying. As if this ain't their natural habitat. I'm here now, I'm up. Y'all gotta go. Right. Anyway, that messed me up. And that in itself had meaning. But we have altered our legacy in our lifetime. So let's just look at how powerful we are. Because when I had Adoy as an Aries, I was off top. I don't like Aries women. I could talk to an Aries woman, and while I'm talking to her, I'll be like, when's your birthday? And she'd be like, April 3rd, March 5th. I'm like, okay, this makes sense, because I don't like you. Because we're Aries, right? Like, we ain't here to make no friends. We here to handle business, period.
I don't like them, but I can just hear how they sound. I'm like, oh yeah, you're definitely one of me. It doesn't make me upset. It's just more just like... makes sense to why you act this way. Yeah.
And this is my youth, right? So this is me coming into having an Aries child. Mm-hmm. I don't like Aries. On top of that, me and my mother, who are both Aries, do not get along. So when I birthed her, I automatically had in my head, one, we're going to have a relationship like this because this is what mother-daughter relationships are. And 2, we're going to have a relationship like this because we're both Aries. And I attributed it to me and my mother bumping head because we are both Aries women. And so I automatically came into mothering her with, we going to be at each other. So that is what I accepted into my life as the truth for our relationship off top. She doesn't know this, but this is the history of me becoming a mother of an Aries child with an Aries mother. And so... because I never had a relationship with my mother, I never really tried to have a relationship with my child because I didn't know what it is to nurture. I always said I didn't have the mothering gene. I'm a provider because I was raised by a man. So again, I'm not moving in my feminine energy, I'm moving in my masculine energy. So I'm not loving you to your highest potential, but I'm raising you to your highest potential. So her spirit of excellence isn't because I nurtured her to that space. Her spirit of excellence was because I was like, you gonna move how you supposed to move because I've moved in my masculine energy. Even though the solar plexus I identify as being your masculine energy, it still is your birthing space. So maybe that's the center point, because when you're birthing, all of this is involved. You're speaking into existence. You're loving it to its highest potential. You're getting messages from higher self and higher consciousness versus, it's your power source, but you're staying grounded in your power. So this is kind of the center point for me in sidebar. Anyway, so I just love if I could just fast forward this gonna be my last video, so I'm gonna make my point. I just love that Adoy and I are to the point where I am so in love with her. And I'm so excited to be so in love with Angel. And I'm so excited to be so in love with Michael. And I'm so excited to be so in love with Caden. And I'm excited to be so in love with my husband, if it's possible. I'm trusting God that it's possible. Oh, I have a Zoom call today.
Oh, okay, well.
No, not right now. It's not till 4 p.m. But I'm trusting God for something beautiful. I'm trusting God for something amazing in my family. You know, I told my husband I want a God-centered marriage, I want a God-centered family, I want a God-centered career, and I want God-centered finances, period. And so that is what I call into myself. And so for Adoy to tell me that she loves me and to know that I had a loveless relationship with my mother in this lifetime, we have been able to change the trajectory for all future generations of Taylor women. And that's beautiful because I didn't have that. And so that's the point.
What?
You know, the point, like, when I was like, oh, I need to record this, I really had a whole monologue, but we have filmed up an hour of video since the idea was to turn the camera on. So I don't really have any big, whoa.
You might later. So don't feel free to, take your time alone.
Put it in my journal.
There we go.
But what I'm saying is that in itself is enough. Anyone who's living in excuses, I did not have the love of a mother. I was raised by a military man who was born in he's in his 60s, so whatever year he was born in, that's who I was raised by. Plus the military background, plus the whatever childhood experience he had. I'm not going to speak on it because people get mad when I speak on stuff I don't know. So we can just assume the childhood he had experienced. That's who I was raised by. Plus drug addiction, plus abandonment, plus, no one teaching me how to love myself.
Just tearing you down everywhere you went.
Everywhere. Just, how do you love people who never loved you?
And that's what you're learning this week.
Trust is key.
So have a conversation with Dre or something. Like, what are 5 things we can, first, before we even get into, what are 5 things we can do to earn each other's trust? Think about, what has made you feel like you can't trust me? Mm-hmm. Have the reflection period before you move into reflective action. Because you got to know what has caused him pain. And honestly, it could be a writing prompt. It doesn't have to be, okay, we have a conversation. Because then it turns into, I didn't do that. So write letters to each other if you need to. Going in depth about when you felt that you lost trust. What made you feel like you lost trust? Did you even have trust? And why did you come into this relationship without it?
So identifying the stumbling blocks. So that they're on the table, because if you never identify the stumbling blocks, you will continue to stumble over them. But if you allow yourself to identify the stumbling blocks in a space of awareness, in a desire to grow, you can now work on those, as well as, here's how I like for you to show up for me going forward.
Right. Even asking him, you say you want to fix this marriage. What are things that you think are fixing, what are actions that you think are helping you fix a marriage? What is that standpoint?
Communication. Paying the bills.
Well, ask them. Well, go down the list. That's why you need to write this down instead of allowing people to just talk their way through things, because talking hasn't helped. But you still need to be able to communicate.
Okay, wife.
Right? I don't know what to do. Like I said, I've never been in a relationship before. Feel free to opt out of this.
But wisdom is wisdom. God is speaking to you through me. My 12-year-old helped me solve my marriage the other night. And she ain't ever, she's 12. She just has crushes because they were born. Oh my God, he's cute. Oh, I want to be your girlfriend. So She gave me answers the other night. So experience isn't the only teacher. Especially when you got this experience. Akashic Records looking ass.